New reporting from Vice indicates that Senator Ted Cruz and Texas Governor Greg Abbott received some consultation from a climate change denier in regard to how the energy grid should be run in that very state. And once you get a load of this guy's name, it'll explain quite a bit. So the meeting was apparently set up by Fox News host Sean Hannity, who said on his radio show this week that weather forecaster Joe Bastardi got in touch with us, and I got him in touch with both Governor Abbott and Senator Ted Cruz. And you better believe he certainly is a Bastardi. Bastardi does not think that climate change is real. He thinks, well, he certainly doesn't think it's a man-made event. He thinks it's just a naturally occurring thing that happens. We're not responsible for it at all. Fossil fuels aren't responsible for it at all. He's a policy advisor with the Heartland Institute, which attacks the scientific consensus on climate change. And that very organization has received tens of millions of dollars from Koch-linked organizations and also from ExxonMobil. Now, Bastardi was a meteorologist with AccuWeather until 2011 and now works for Weather Bell, which provides private weather information for oil and gas companies, hedge funds, and other businesses. And by the way, if Ted Cruz is at all concerned about his political future, maybe he needs to distance himself from the very lunatics that he likes to rub shoulders with, because his approval rating isn't doing so great. After he abandoned his own constituents in order to go to a nice little beach vacation in Cancun, Mexico, his approval rating did plummet. So this is according to a new YouGov poll. They found that his approval rating plummeted by as much as 23%. Now this is a national poll, and as you guys know, if he runs for re-election, he would need to get re-elected by constituents in Texas. But nonetheless, obviously people did not find what he did to be popular. Also, around 24% of voters approved of Cruz as senator, while 49% disapproved of his performance. The poll was conducted between February 20th and February 22nd. Cenk.
Yeah, look, I don't find it at all surprising that Cruz and Hannity come up with a quack and they have the quack talk to the Republican governor, because none of that matters. As we reported through TYT Investigates and shared with you just a little while ago earlier in the show, Greg Abbott got over $2 million from energy companies. It doesn't matter. They could have brought you remember that doctor during COVID relief who believed in demon sperm? They could have been like, oh yeah, the demon semen lady says that we need to deregulate. And Abbott was like, yeah, totally. Where's the $2 million? You got the $2 million? Yeah, totally. We got to deregulate. What can I do? Oh, a witch doctor said, who cares? Who cares who said it? And Bastardi basically is a witch doctor. What is he? Clown of the earth, right? What do we listen to this idiot for? And he's like, oh no, I know why. But the part that really set me off out of all of this was Bastardi says, my scientific opinion as a weatherman is that Democrats, first of all, you've already not in the field of science. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't care about your political opinion. Democrats are not doing this because climate change is real and man-made. They're doing this to control our lives. What are you talking about? What does that have to do with science? That's your literal insane conspiracy theory that we're gonna make you drink Starbucks every day. We don't care. We don't care what you drink. We don't care what you eat. We don't care, okay? We just don't want the planet to melt. So, but of course, these guys, every one of them, whether it's the Fox through the advertisers, God knows what kind of money the weatherman / witch doctor takes, and the politicians just take direct payments from the energy companies. They're all getting bribed by the fossil fuel companies to burn the planet to the ground for their short-term greed. That's who the monsters on the right wing are. And by the way, plenty on the Democratic side too. Corporate Democrats that take fossil fuel money are maybe even bigger liars. And then they go, oh, there's nothing we could do, man. We had to burn the planet. We had to. There's nothing we could do. I'm sick of it. And Ted Cruz, you know why he's unpopular, because he went to Cancun. That's why. I mean, it just goes to show you. Honestly, again, I'm sorry, but the media is the problem. The media covered the Cancun story, so everybody's like, oh, that sucks. They shouldn't have gone to Cancun. If the media had covered the stories about, oh, did you know Cruz and Abbott take millions of dollars from the companies that they deregulated and wound up costing the lives of dozens of people in Texas, then everybody'd be like, oh my God, that's outrageous. I didn't know Cruz and Abbott were taking bribes. But the media never covers it, so nobody ever knows.
We got to take a break, but when we come back, right wingers seem to love making videos in front of giant walls of guns, especially when it has to do with people who have dealt with mass shootings. Anyway, when we come back, I'll share that story with you and more.
All right, guys. First of all, make sure you protect your computer. If you don't have a VPN, you got to do that. tyt.com/purevpn. You're gonna get a 7-day trial for like negative money or something. No, 99 cents. So it's a perfect time to protect your computer and it's super cheap. Make sure you're going through tyt.com/purevpn. All right, now let me go to some of these comments. I want to give some dissent here. Little Mac writes in on Super Chat. Lots of well-cited counterpoints exist to your report about the F-35. The military remains the one area TYT remains biased in my opinion. The F-35 is an amazing aircraft. It defeats 4th-generation fighters so well they are now obsolete. The pilots love them. That is all that matters. Look, no, that's not all that matters. I love you, but and I trust your opinion. I don't know you, but I believe that is your real opinion. You sound like a real person, etc. Right? So some of them do burn up before going in the air. Those are reported. But if you say, hey, overall the pilots love them, okay, I hear you on that. They cost $100 million. They were supposed to make thousands of them, but they only made 250 for the Air Force. And they say now they're ending the program. So they burned over $1 trillion. By the way, some reports have it at over $2 trillion. So no, the price matters. Our kids can't go to college. If we don't have healthcare, we're gonna die because we spent $2 trillion on a plane. Okay, some pilots like it. Honestly, I couldn't care less. There's not even enough of them to affect anything. Even if it was like the greatest plane in the world, there's not enough of them. And we're not even doing them anymore. They're so inefficient and expensive. So I love you, but and I appreciate your point of view, but that's not the only issue at hand here at all. They burned our money, and if you think it wasn't corruption, you're nuts. It was definitely because of the corruption. It's not like they were like, oh, the pilots love it, that's why we should spend trillions. No, they're like, oh, you got me the money, you got me $1 million in donations? Great, have $1 trillion. Who cares? It's not my money, it's taxpayer money. So that's just real. I love this. Constant Chaos writes in on Super Chat. Don't talk bad about witch doctors. We aren't that bad. No, but it's like such a lib thing to be like, no, guys, don't insult witch doctors. I love you. You guys are awesome. I knew a witch who was actually a therapist. So that's a real story. I told it on the Young Turks before. So that does happen. I would go with a different title, but that's just me. Okay. And on the Cuomo story, they suck, wrote in. Cenk, they think it's okay because they operate from privileged power and believe they are royalty, where that power gives them additional rights. Unfortunately, you're probably right about that. Sharon Wilson and Rhonda Jordan are apparently American heroes because Sharon and Rhonda just became Young Turks members by hitting that join button below. We love you for it. We do the show together. And then I got to read you one more. Rob wrote in, oh no, I'm gonna run out of time. This isn't an office romance between equals about Cuomo. This is a boss abusing their power to harass. I'm tired of guys joking that they would like such harassment. It's not funny, and it happened to me. The only good to come out of it is that I now understand what ladies are complaining about from the experience. Rob, thank you for sharing your experience.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.